Let's say you're a new actor with one credited role, a supporting part in a small comedy that did modestly well. Over the next 3 months, you can realistically audition for 4 projects. Your agent says your fastest path is to do more comedy roles. Your manager, on the other hand, says that you should mix comedy, drama, and a thriller to show range in your acting. Casting teams in your market screen quickly by genre tag before even looking at the tapes. Now, in this scenario, what will you do? Will you listen to your agent and take 3 quick comedy roles to build a clear comedy profile? Or will you listen to your manager and do a range of roles? In other words, is it better to be a typecast early or do boundary spanning work to show competency? This is an important question if you're trying to understand how to make a career in a field where skills are hard to judge, such as creative industries, and when there are intermediaries who screen for fit, such as agents, headhunters, and curators. Hi, I'm Sumit Malik, a researcher at the University of Amsterdam, and welcome to The Devil Wears Data, where I break down interesting research for you. Because let's face it, researchers don't write papers for you, they write for their peers. There is a lot of useful and rigorous research that helps us understand the world around us. So if you're curious, let's dive in. Now, researchers at MIT studied feature film actors' career histories. They tracked whether actors concentrated in one genre or spread across genres and what that predicted about their future work. First of all, it is important to note how episodic acting careers were. Only about 30% of the credited actors in their sample got repeat work. Now, what they found was, for novices, focus increases the odds of working from about 16 to 21%. However, this focus triggered typecasting. You get more offers in your category, but you get fewer outside your category. For veterans, focus decreased the odds of working again from about 38 to 33%. The reason they argue is that audience choice is a two-stage process. In the first stage, you make a shortlist or what they call a consideration set. And in the second stage, if you made the shortlist, you're evaluated and you get picked. So the second stage is the selection process. Newcomers face higher uncertainty about their competence, and that focus helps them look placeable in a category. But over time, focus hardens the identity that restricts their crossing of genres. It is crucial to understand that it is not whether the specialist or the generalist wins, but that it's a stage trade-off. Focus helps you when you need a foothold in your industry, but it also constrains you when you want mobility. Therefore, if you're new, you should be building one home-based category first and make variety look intentional. But if you're established or a veteran, you can cross one boundary with a strong proof and reframe your story so people can still categorize you, just more broadly. One thing to remember here is that this is valid where skills are hard to judge, so track record dominates. The other thing to remember here is that when boundaries are deep and training based, such as for physicians, this mechanism is not likely to work. Because let's face it, I don't want our plastic surgeon to be hired as a neurosurgeon and vice versa. This will also not work when intermediaries such as the casting directors here become less powerful. If you're interested in knowing what happens when intermediaries lose their power and the access to markets is democratized, then check out the other video linked below. That's the mechanism for typecasting. Thank you for joining me on The Devil Wears Data. See you in the next video with new details.